The Battle of Talas River marked a pivotal moment in Central Asian history, although its effects were not immediately evident. The Abbasids' victory halted China's westward expansion and ultimately influenced the region's religious trajectory, which lies at the heart of Asia. Over the following centuries, local populations, including the fierce Turkish tribes, renowned for their horsemanship and skill as mounted archers, gradually converted to Islam. These nomadic warriors were soon integrated into the military ranks of Muslim caliphates, serving as elite cavalry. However, as the Abbasid Caliphate fractured into smaller states and sultanates, these Turkish warriors emerged as powerful figures in their own right. One of the earliest independent sultanates was established by Mahmud of Ghazni. Under Mahmud's leadership, the Ghaznavids rose to prominence, and he was among the first to adopt the title of Sultan. Mahmud led numerous military campaigns, defeating the Hindu Shahis and venturing into the Indian heartland. Over the course of 16 raids, he targeted wealthy religious sites to gain fame and fortune within the Islamic world. Despite his success, Mahmud did not establish a lasting presence in India, and local populations eventually recovered from the Ghaznavid incursions. Following Mahmud's death, the Ghaznavid dynasty declined. By the mid-12th century AD, one of their former vassals, the Ghurids, a dynasty of Tajik origin, rose to power in the Ghor region. After methodically expanding their influence, the Ghurids sacked the city of Ghazni in 1149 AD, marking their emergence as an independent power. The Ghurid Empire expanded further under the leadership of two brothers, Ghiyath al-Din and Mu'iz al-Din, also known as Muhammad of Ghor. In the 1170s and 1180s AD, the brothers embarked on a series of successful campaigns against neighboring Seljuks and rivals within their own realm. While Ghiyath al-Din focused on the western territories, Muhammad turned his attention south to India. Unlike the Ghaznavids, Muhammad aimed to establish a lasting empire in India. At the time, the subcontinent was dominated by the Rajput kingdoms, a loose confederation of patrilineal clans that had formed after the collapse of the Prithviraj Empire. Between 1000 and 1200 AD, the Rajputs faced repeated invasions from Turkish tribes. During Muhammad of Ghor's reign, northern India was divided into three main power centers: the Solanki Chalukyas of Gujarat, the Gahadavalas of Kannauj, led by Jayachandra, and Prithviraj Chauhan, the ruler of Ajmer and Delhi. Prithviraj was the most prominent of these rulers. In 1178 AD, Muhammad planned to invade India, with his first target being the Chalukya Solanki kingdom, which required passing through Prithviraj's territory. Muhammad sent an envoy to Prithviraj, offering to split the Chalukya kingdom and demanding that Prithviraj convert to Islam and accept Ghurid suzerainty. Prithviraj refused, yet failed to support the neighboring Chalukya kingdom, which soon came under attack. Undeterred, Muhammad led his mobile army of Turkish cavalry through the Thar Desert and into Chalukya territory, where they were met by a large Rajput army near Mount Abu. Weakened by the desert march and restricted in the narrow valley, the Ghurid forces were decisively defeated. Although they suffered heavy losses, the Chalukyas did not pursue the retreating Ghurids, allowing Muhammad's forces to avoid total destruction. Despite this setback, Muhammad remained resilient. Over the next decade, he rebuilt his forces, expanding into Peshawar, Sialkot, and Lahore by 1187 AD, eliminating the last vestiges of the Ghaznavid dynasty. His growing realm now bordered Prithviraj's territory, and between 1187 and 1190 AD, Muhammad launched several probing attacks. In 1190 AD, he concentrated a large force and seized the fortress of Bathinda, placing a garrison there under one of his generals. This news alarmed Prithviraj, who quickly assembled an army and marched out to confront Muhammad. The two forces met at Tarain, approximately 150 kilometers north of Delhi. Contemporary sources exaggerated the size of Prithviraj's army, but modern estimates suggest he fielded around 50,000 troops. The Rajputs were known for their prowess in close combat, with Indian metallurgy producing some of the finest weapons in the world. Muhammad's army, although similarly exaggerated in size, likely consisted of 15,000 mounted troops, including skilled Mamluk slave soldiers and fast-moving horse archers. His army was a professional force, adept at mobile warfare, in contrast to the slower, less disciplined Rajput warriors. Muhammad deployed his troops in a traditional Turkic formation, while Prithviraj arranged his army in a linear formation with war elephants at the front. The battle began with a probing attack by Muhammad's horse archers, who peppered the Rajput formations with arrows. In response, Prithviraj launched a sudden full-scale frontal assault, catching the Ghurids by surprise. Muhammad's vanguard retreated, but the Rajputs advanced rapidly, pressing the Ghurid line before it could reorganize. Despite the Rajput onslaught, the Ghurid soldiers held firm, but as the battle progressed, the Rajputs began to gain the upper hand in close combat. Muhammad's flanks collapsed under the pressure, and his center began to waver. In a last-ditch effort, Muhammad personally led a charge, but was injured in a confrontation with Govind Rai, a Rajput commander. Severely wounded, Muhammad was carried from the battlefield by his bodyguard, and the Ghurid army, now leaderless, broke and retreated. Though the Rajputs pursued them, they were unable to catch the fast-moving Ghurid cavalry. Muhammad had underestimated the Rajputs' strength and fighting style, which favored close combat. Prithviraj's bold tactics kept the initiative throughout the battle, forcing Muhammad's forces to react. The Ghurid army, unable to fully exploit their mobility and firepower, was defeated. However, the Rajputs' inability to completely destroy the retreating Ghurids allowed Muhammad to escape and live to fight another day.